Hey guys, your pal Victor here with Cult Class, and we're talking to Jerry Macaluso. If you used to collect toys back in the halcyon days, the movie Maniacs and stuff, you might remember state-of-the-art toys. They used to do a similar movie line with much higher end statues. I remember the Jeepers Creepers Creeper and the Nazis from American Werewolf in London and Darkman. And he's back with some new stuff called Syndicate. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Soda Toys, which is what people remember me from, you know, we had a big focus on horror because I'm a huge horror fan. My background is special effects in horror movies. And when I switched to mostly statues, we didn't do action figures. There wasn't a lot of horror. But this is going to have a big focus. Syndicate's going to have a big focus on horror, you know, some of the more I don't know about obscure, because us horror fans, you know, Ghoulies, for example, is not obscure to us.
Right.
It's a classic. So we're going out. We're getting licenses like Ghoulies, Killer Klowns. Also, Killer Klowns is really hot right now.
Yeah.
But there's some other surprises. Pumpkinhead, and just trying to, I guess, pick up where Soda Toys left off in that way.
So I noticed you guys have a Clownzilla in one. So do you guys have the license to do Killer Klowns in 7-inch scale?
Yes.
Oh, all right, that's a big scoop there.
However, I believe Trick or Treat Studios is doing them
in 8-inch.
They're 8-inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently we only have the Clownzilla.
Okay.
That's not to say there won't be 7-inch. I just wonder if the market wants two lines so close to each other.
Yeah.
So I focused on Clownzilla because I already knew Trick or Treat was doing the
actual clowns.
The clowns,
yeah.
And I was like, and so I said, let's do Clownzilla.
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear anyone doing that, and everybody's I want a Clownzilla for myself. So that was my focus for right now is Clownzilla.
Yeah. And I mean, last night I think it blew up a lot of the figure groups when people saw the True Romance action figures, which is like something I think people are really into and nobody ever really thought was a thing.
Which is crazy because I've wanted to do it since the Soda days.
Yeah.
And back then, the licensing rights were all screwed up.
Yeah.
And so Soda couldn't get the rights.
Yeah.
And then I went into statues, and I didn't think doing $600 statues of True Romance worked.
Yeah.
Even though it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So when this started, it was one of the very first licenses I went and got because thankfully the rights are cleared up, and the person who reps it is one of my close friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was an easy deal to do, and I thought, you know what? I think it'll sell because I'm a fan, and I think people understand how cool it is.
Yeah.
But even if True Romance fans don't step up to buy the figures, I think Sopranos fans.
Oh yeah, the Gandolfini likeness on Virgil is great.
Yeah, Paul Harding sculpted that.
Yeah. He used to do stuff for DC Direct back in the day.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's great. Amazing sculptor. So I think Gandolfini fans just step up to buy a Sopranos figure.
Yeah.
And I think everybody wants a Christopher Walken figure.
I think that's like one of the first Christopher. The only one I can think of is Sleepy Hollow. That's it.
Yeah. So this is the only actual looking. Without teeth.
Yeah.
So I was like, would I buy these even if I didn't like the movie? And my thought was, yes.
Yeah.
I would still buy them because Christopher Walken's always cool. Dennis Hoffman's always cool. Gandolfini is, you know, the king of cool. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. And then when it came to the 3 3/4 line, I was like, let's do everybody.
Yeah.
You know, even Brad Pitt. He's not in the movie for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, but everybody loves Floyd.
Yeah. You know? So let's just do it.
Yeah. So I had a few people know that I was going to come here and try to talk to you, and the question that they threw at me is like, if this does well, is there a chance of a series 2 of the 7-inch with like Hopper and Brad Pitt and all of them?
Absolutely. There was a part of me that wanted to do all those in 7-inch too.
Yeah.
But I thought, okay, let's relax a little bit.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, we would do them. Come back and do those.
Yeah.
And I do think these are going to do well because I'm not going to say surprisingly, because I love that movie and I thought fans were there, but the fans have shown up the past 2 days, and really liked what's out there. So I do think we're going to do well on this one, and I think we'll hope, fingers crossed, Series 2.
Oh yeah, I'm like super excited, and then even the Double Dragon, which is like one of the big arcade games from when I was a kid. So it's like a kind of a really diverse line you've got going here.
So Double Dragon's interesting. I'm not a Double Dragon fan. That's not to say I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I was a little too old for Double Dragon. I was already full on working in movies and stuff, so I didn't get into it. But the owner of Toink, it's his favorite game of all time. So when we talked about video games, because we wanted a selection, we wanted some music, some video games, some movies, he was like, well, what about Double Dragon? It's my favorite game. Because he's a nerd like us. And I was like, I don't really know Double Dragon. I know of it. And so we sat down and played it, and I was like, you know, I think this is cool, especially Willie, the bad guy. I just thought, what a cool boss. And so and then I saw the poster, and I was like, well, we got to make the poster a statue. It's going to be expensive, but I mean, if anything wanted to be a statue, it's that. And then the license holder in Japan, they were thrilled to death. They're like, you're going to make a statue of the Pope? We're like, yeah, we are. So I'm sorry it's not painted.
I mean, you can see how great it is.
Bad, so we had to have it redone in no time. Eric got it painted, but obviously it will.
You do what you can for shows.
Yes. It wasn't even supposed to be here because it wasn't painted, and I was like, it looks so cool. We should bring it.
And then the other questions, like, you guys are doing kickboxer figures, or no, Bloodsport. Sorry. But and that Bolo Young and that Jean-Claude Van Damme look amazing.
Thank you. So, you know, my good friends, Chuck Terciera and everybody at Diamond, are also doing Bloodsport figures, which I think are already out. But they're hitting a bit of a lower end of the market. And I wanted to do higher end figures. I think that it's such an iconic and cool movie, and Van Damme and Bolo are so iconic that I thought there was enough room. Unlike Killer Klowns, I thought there was enough room for 2 lines. Ours would be a little more higher end. And there's also statues, but those aren't here quite yet. But we spend a lot of time on likenesses. There's a lot of swap out heads and expressions that we're not showing yet.
Now I'm excited, especially with the Van Damme figure, I can guess.
And I'm such a Bolo fan. I did 20 some odd years ago, I did Enter the Dragon figures, and you know, I personally sculpted the Bolo back then because I love Bolo. So you know, Frank and Chung Lee are on their way.
All right, so let's just get to some of the nitty gritty. So you're saying a higher end. So what do you think is going to be the retail price point on these?
On the Bloodsport
figures,
like 45.
Oh, that's fair.
Not crazy. But diamonds are like 25, I think. Or 30. So, you know, it's and you know, I always have to give credit, like Chuck at Diamond. I don't even know how he makes stuff like that good for that price. Like, blows me away.
They've had that consistent for a really long time.
So you know, cheers to him. But we're gonna go a little upmarket, more accessories, more paint apps, stuff like that.
Are these gonna be like exclusive to Toy NK, or are they gonna be available like direct market or whatever?
You would think we worked this out already, but we keep going back and forth. We lean towards selling direct only through the new Syndicate site, which doesn't really, there's a landing page, but that's all right now. So we lean towards selling direct through the Syndicate site only, but we are talking internally about maybe doing wholesale to some of the more major places like Big Bad Toy Store. Joel, I've worked with him for 20 years, so Yeah. So, but there's nothing been decided 100% yet.
Yeah. So for now, we can find you guys at Toy NK, or do you have a site yet?
SyndicateCollectibles.com.
SyndicateCollectibles.com.
But all you're going to see is a landing page.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been a priority yet because, this stuff isn't for sale yet.
Yeah. But it's a pretty impressive, first impression.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
that was the goal. It was actually hard to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of my normal artists from PCS and stuff working on this stuff. And they wanted to post to social media. We're like, no, we're keeping it quiet until Comic-Con, basically.
Yeah.
And then just coming out with everything.
But yeah, it's really impressive. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for talking to us here at Cult Classics.
Thank you so much.
Check out Jerry Macaluso stuff at Toy NK and SyndicateCollectibles.com. We'll see you guys later.